Hello YouTubers, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Toys R Us exclusive Dr. Dalek 2-pack, and this is the first Doctor with Supreme Dalek from the Dalek's Master Plan. Now this was released back in 2014. I actually did pick this up when it was brand new in the stores. I just haven't reviewed it for whatever reason. But you can see it comes to this nice lovely window box. I've actually just got a little light on top so you can see the figures. And you can see in the backdrop it's a colour screen grab from the Dalek's Master Plan. You can see a silver Dalek in the background, so it looks a colourised photo. We can see the Supreme Dalek on the left and the First Doctor on the right. Take a look at the side, it's William Hartnell. Just like a standard publicity image, this image on the back is actually from the Celestial Toy Maker. And here we have a one, which I believe is from an Unearthly Child, and here is a bio. Okay, you've had time to read it, and all this other stuff, how the packaging used to look. Again, another image. This one almost looks like it's artwork. I swear I've seen this on one of the DVD covers. It says it includes First Doctor and Supreme Dalek. Nothing on the top of the box. You can see how thick and of dust this is. So, anyway, let's get these figures out of the box and review them. Alright, so here we have the two figures. So I'll start with the First Doctor, since I've never properly reviewed one of these before. I did do a review way back when I was using a webcam to record these videos, so let's just go over the detail. So basically, this is a re-release of the original First Doctor figure, which I do actually have in its box. But this is before I did have one, and this is a really nice figure. It's basically the costume that he wore for most of his run as the Doctor. It's the most definitive look for the First Doctor. So you can see here we've got the blue cravat, but also the face. His face paint, the paint on the face does look slightly more yellow than on previous releases. For example, the very first release, and then the later version in the 11 Doctors box set. And the hair is also very grey. It's almost white looking on this figure as well, compared to previous releases. The coat, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same as all the other releases, you know, paint and all. It's very hard, very tough, which is why it's a bit awkward to move the legs forward, which I don't recommend that, because you can get, and I've seen this on my brother's version, not of this set, but of the 11 Doctors version, where the paint has started to rub against the trousers. Now these trousers are the full checkered versions, so not on the faint checky. This is a full proper checkered trousers, and it is grey, but it's kind of like a beige sort of grey. It's kind of in between. We've got all the lines going down. The paint apps on this figure is absolutely excellent. No quality control issues. In fact, we've even got the lines going down his waistcoat as well. And if we take a look at the shoes, they are black with brown oversoles on the top. You can just about see the brown just about there. And you've got the little ring on both of his fingers, and even his little monocle something. What's it called? Monochain or something like that. Monocle. There we go. And all the little things, and even, you know, the little red bags around his eyes, because, you know, in those days, you know, man of his age who was smoking that was considered fairly old. Now it's just considered like middle-aged. You've got all the creases and that, and his pockets on both sides. For some reason, this side seems to be jutting out a bit more on the figure, and this is just generally in the sculpt. Now, he doesn't come with any accessories, but neither did most of the figures back then in these Dr. Dalek 2-packs. The reason was to keep the costs down. I believe they were £20 each, if I remember rightly. The only sets in the entire range of these that did include accessories was the 4th Doctor and Dalek 2-pack, which I've previously reviewed. Now, his walking stick was brown. It was a brown walking stick that came with the original. But if you can't find a loose black one on eBay, paint it brown, you get the same results. Although he didn't actually have a walking stick by this point in his tenure. So that is technically correct. Sometime during his between his 2nd and 3rd year, and that the walking stick kind of just faded away. He stopped using it. It was probably a bit of a hassle to carry it around everywhere. If we go around articulation, that can turn slightly. It's very stiff on this one, and I don't want to really force it because, again, paint, rub. The biceps and triceps can do 360s. 360 at the shoulder. There is waist articulation, though it's a bit awkward again because of the coat. 90-degree bend at the elbow. Articulation at the wrists. 90-degree knee articulation. Ooh, nip my finger there. And the legs can go out to the side slightly and forward slightly, again hindered by this coat, which is made of a very hard PVC plastic compared to other figures which are made of a soft PVC plastic. Now, if we take a look at the Dalek, this is one of my favourite Supreme Daleks. I just like the look of this general 60s era look. And yeah, for some weird reason, there's a slight recession on the dome on mine. You can see there's a slight dip in it for some reason. Don't know why. I think there just is. But anyway, let's go on to the... So, we've got the yellowy orange dome lights, which were first used on the Power of the Daleks sound effect Dalek from the Dalek sound effects wave. The eye stalk is just your basic 60s era eye stalk, although it does seem slightly longer. It might just be because this part is actually painted black, which is correct. Next in the story, this part of the eye stalk is black, and we've got the darker blue at the end with the correct amount of rings this time. Chase sex. We've got all the mesh and the slacks on the side, and this section is correctly still grey. And we've got the typical Hartnell guns, because these guns did have 3 individual slacks. This was actually the final time they would have these slacks, because in the next Dalek story, Power of the Daleks, these slacks were gone in the gun for whatever reason. The base is black and the hemispheres are blue. They kind of look in between, they're kind of like the slightly darker blue version. It's not as light as the original Dead Planet Dalek. You know, it's sort of like into Evil of the Daleks release. So it's the darker blue, which is... I can't really tell if it's correct or not, because depending on how some of the images are colorized, it's pretty hard to tell because there is so limited amount from this story. I mean, only at the time of recording, only episode 2, 5 and 10 exist. But yeah, and also this eye stalk can look down slightly, which is nice, and but it can move up, and that it's one of the later ones where it's got, I believe it's a little rod or something that goes through there, so it can't be removed. It's a basic Dalek articulation, 360 head, eye stalk up and down, ball joint, and that's your basic Dalek. On the 3 wheels with the thinner fender. And yeah, don't know why I did that, just did. Overall, I really do like this set. Is it my favourites out of them? No, maybe not. I would say probably my favourite is the 3rd Doctor and Dalek box set that came out with the Doctor midway through spraying a Dalek. I do have that set. If you'd like me to review it, please put it in the comments below. I'll have to get it from my granny's, because that's where it currently is, but if you'd like me to review it, please put it in the comments below. And if you'd like me to review something other than constantly reviewing Daleks, I don't know, I enjoy reviewing Daleks, especially this one, which is one of my favourites. And if you watched my Dalek animations that I did earlier this year. Only about 5 minutes in total for all 3 of them. You know, this Dalek did feature in them. So anyway, that is it for this review. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.